Hello, in this video we'll be talking about macros, which will be our last topic concerning advanced Excel. Well, macros, they can be written using a programming language called the Visual Basics. So we'll be writing a simple programming language to do specific tasks in Excel. So in order to be able to write macros, you should be at least familiar with VBA programming language, but also in Excel, you need to activate this developer tab. So how to activate the developer tab? First, we go to File, and then we go to Options, and where is it? Customize ribbon. Yes, in Customize ribbon, you can see there is a tab called Developer, same as Home. If I uncheck Home, it won't appear in this in the tab we used now. So I'll have to check it in order for it to appear, but by default Home is supposed to appear. So the developer mode, you're supposed to check it and press OK, and then it will show up on the normal tabs. And after, we'll come here to Visual Basics. So with this Excel I created, I've already run some few tests, but let's see with a new Excel how it can operate. So I'll create a new blank Excel. So from here, if I need to add, let me close this previous one. So we remain only with one sheet. Yes, this book too. If I want to add my macros to my Excel, I'll go to Visual Basic here and I'll select this workbook because the macros, the command that I'm trying to write, I want them to appear on this entire workbook. I want it to affect the entire workbook, so I won't write it inside this specific sheet. So I'll right click on this workbook and then right click and then press view code. But once I'm viewing the code, there is nothing written about this. There is no macro for this specific workbook. So we can start by creating some of the macros. So the first one macro, it starts with sub. Here, this one test, this is it's a function name, and this is action, which shows for active workbook, we are utilizing the sheets, and then we're trying to add sheets. So if I copy and paste this, let me write comments here for creating sheets using macro here. So if I copy this VBA code here and I run it in my macro, I paste it here. If I click run, you'll notice that in my workbook I have only one sheet, which is clean. It has no any other worksheet. If I press run, down here you'll notice that another sheet has increased. Also in our macro, you'll notice that macros view code for sheet 2 has also increased. Now, we say usually macros are helpful doing tasks that are not yet specified in Excel. For example, I'm trying to add, let's say 3 or 10 or 100 or 1,000 sheets with just one click. Then I'll be required to write my macro. You see this one, this is a sheet name, so we can write anything. For example, nomad, we can write any word that's indicate that is a function name. So here we can just say function name for easy remembering that we wrote a function name there. If I copy this, you can see we are utilizing the sheet, the same command for add, and we are counting that we want to add, but our count should be 5. So if I copy this code and came to run in this my macro code for the entire workbook, if I paste, you can check that in our workbook, we have only 2 sheets. But with this command whereby I'm trying to add 5 sheets at once I press just run, yes, okay, I'll just click run. If it ran, you can see 5 more sheets have been created. That was just a warning since it was going to create more than one worksheet. When I come here, you can see I jumped from sheet 2 to sheet 7 all at instance without requiring to press this creating sheets more than once. So what if I want my sheet to have a name? I want to add a sheet but to have a name. So here I'll just copy this add sheet. Its function name is add sheet. You have to start with sub and you have to end sub. So the only action here is this line in the middle. So I copy this and then come here. If I want to add a function named test, a sheet named test, if I click run, you'll see a sheet named test here has been created. If I go to my workbook, you will see test. So we usually say macros are to do anything that you want to be possible to be done in Excel that Excel has not included in advance. So you can do anything. Since the programming language we are using is Visual Basic, it's a programming language just like any other, just like Java programming language, just like PHP, and it's object oriented. Hence you can get done, you can do a lot of stuff which are not Excel has not defined yet. You can do to your entire to any limit, because with a programming language we do tell the computer what we need it to get done, and it will get done it as the way it's supposed to, as we define it in the programming language. The only thing will be need to know is VBA programming language and the syntax on writing that programming language. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.